If you've been waiting to manifest something, I have good news for you. The time is now. Really, you have everything that you need. And the fact is that when we feel like we are, if we feel like we're actually waiting to manifest, it's actually that our manifestation is waiting for us. And so I'm going to talk about what one of the key piece. I'm going to say it, the key piece that is missing when it comes to manifesting now. So stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to the Charmed Life podcast. This podcast is all about magic, metaphysics, mysticism, and the unconditional love of the universe. And I am your host. My name is Tricia Carr. Welcome to today's episode. I am super enthusiastic to be with you. And if you are here live, please do drop me a comment, say hello, tell me why you're here today, what you're here doing today, what you're doing today, because I want to hear from you. This is delivered live on YouTube and some other platforms. And then, of course, it is put out on my podcast feed. So hello to Charmed Life listeners, those of you who are on the audio side. Oh, I want to make sure to say hello to you because some people, that's really a part of your day. And my gosh, well, anyone who's here, it's a part of your day. I guess I'm just thinking about how when I had my old career, I actually had to drive around a lot, and a lot of people have to commute to work or to whatever their day brings them. And I would be I honestly listened to podcasts a lot or YouTube videos. And then I also listened to audiobooks and everything. So I just want to keep encouraging you to do that. And thank you for welcoming me in on that experience. And actually, it's not a coincidence that I feel inspired to say thank you to those of you who are bringing this into your day, whether it's live or in that replay recording, because that is a big part of what we're talking about today. Is we're talking about manifestation, and the key piece for what it tends to be missing in our manifestation process, and what allures us to believe that it's not the right time. And there's a few different pieces here, but the reason why saying thank you to the listeners and the watchers is that you are working on your frequency. You are attuning to your spiritual nature within whatever it is that you might be doing this day. That's what I assume a lot of people are doing. Maybe some people are sitting down and just doing that, and that's really great. But a lot of us are letting this support our day. So thank you. And I am as well. I'm so honored to be able to be focused on you today. So hi, Tracy. Thanks for being here. Oh, making sawdust. That's what Tracy is doing. And this is Mr. 2 Million. Hi, Yakim. Oh, thank you. Yakim says, hope your week is off to an amazing start. And I'm sharing that because I have absolute confidence that that is for all of us. So thank you for being here. So let's talk about manifestation. Let's talk about it. Well, actually, before we head into talking about manifestation, I want to direct your attention to the description and also I will put it in the comments for the live chat right now because I'm going to be doing a live free masterclass coming up as a couple of days from now. Now, if you are listening to this outside of it, I encourage you to go ahead and click through and register because the replay will be available as well. And so that should be up for at least a while, maybe a very long while. So check that out. You can register for it, and it is happening live, and it is a free manifestation masterclass for you to shift into your manifestation frequency. I'm going to be doing some teaching, and I'm also going to be doing guiding a technique to help you to actually shift into your frequency. So do register for that and come watching the replay. Now, like I said, it's going to be time for us to get into the groove of it. So let's talk about manifestation. I put up a funny, well, I thought it was funny. Maybe no one else thought it was funny. Meme the other day. Is manifestation not cool anymore? Is it like if you've been in the spiritual process for a while, you're like, whatever, a manifestation is for people who just started. Maybe not, maybe not. But I have a sense that we always need a refresher on manifestation because there's always more to open up in our lives anyway. There's always more to manifest. And if you do not have a growth mindset, then you will hit a downward spiral. You just will. So if you're feeling insecure about your ability to be able to meet your own needs, or if you are feeling like you're not ready to manifest something, to step into your creative power, that there is actually a major misconception that can keep us stuck. And I got to tell you, no matter how much you work on it, it seems to come back around this belief that it's not the right time, that it's not time for us to move on the manifestation power of it. Now, granted, we do live in a physical world. So if I want to, just to knock out some of that ego mind that's like, what do you mean I can't manifest a baby tomorrow? No, because a baby takes 9 months to gestate, right? However, you know what? Just as this is an example, what's so fascinating about that, to get into the human design aspect of it, just to show us how we interact with creation, that about 8 hours before your parents come together to make you, about 8 hours before, your father's energy calls up from the earth your design crystal. And that magnetic monopole then makes your parents come together. And that is summoning you from the earth and eventually from the universe as well. So you see, to make a baby, even though it takes 9 months in the gestational period, it actually starts from the moment of that primal power from one of the partners calling forward from the earth. So that's how we all create it also. Now, I know I'm talking about like a binary coupling of a father and mother creating a baby, but in your creation power, you are both masculine and feminine. So it does start with your energy summoning it from the earth. That's how the time is always now for your manifestation. How do I know the time is now for your manifestation? Because you have a sense of it in your heart. You have a sense of it in your gut. You have a sense of it in your soul energy that is being carried around inside your body. You actually do have everything you need. If you have the inclination, the interest, and you let passion support that, then the time is now. The time is now to begin your manifestation. Now, how do we do the manifestation part of it? Well, here's the thing, the main thing that can get us stuck, or that does get us stuck. One thing, we get distracted by how it could possibly come to be. We get distracted by the conditions that we believe need to be in place, or we just get distracted by the conditions of our manifestation. Imagine if we take it back to making a baby, if we were so fixated on the baby being this, that, or the other kind of baby, male, female, whatever, or, it happening at this certain time because I want a Gemini baby. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up right now. Imagine if we got distracted by those conditions and that then we didn't really get into that flow of letting the universe create through us. So we have to move on the passion at the time and not the condition, because when we are focusing on the conditions, it's usually because we are in our fight flight. We feel like we are not supported and we cannot be supported and that we are under threat. Therefore, I need this condition to rescue me. And your soul that is holding the blueprint and allowing and disallowing certain challenges into your life because they are in your highest benefit for your learning, growth, and contribution and expansion in this universe, your soul is saying, that which is not manifesting before you is for you. And that which is manifesting before you is for you. And the sense of what you desire to create is actually perfectly aligned with what is before you. Because it isn't about having $1 million, if that is anywhere, well, we have Mr. 2 million here. Having $2 million, if that is a condition, what is the energy, the passion that you feel as coherence within you before you can then release it so that the universe can resonate with it, so that it can call it from the earth, it can call it from the whole of the omnidimensional space. So this is what we get hung up on. And here's the thing. The other, so far as in practice is concerned, we are so conditioned to be doing, doing, doing. And doing in action is yes, is a part of it. It is actually something that we need to follow through on. We can't sit around with a pipe dream and think that our dreams are going to be fulfilled while we do nothing, while we sit around. But when we are obsessed with or fixated on the doing, and the doing isn't generating the manifestation, it's because we missed the first step, which is 3/4 of the whole. It's 3 of all 4 steps. The first step is 3/4 of steps 1 and 2. Steps 1 is, that was a bunch of math that I did, all weird, but it made sense to me. But then I, whatever. That's not my, I didn't say I was going to be a math teacher up here today. Anyway, the first step is your energy. We also often think of this as mindset, which is why I also said, if we don't have a growth mindset, then we'll hit a downward spiral. Mindset is one aspect of your energy, but it is your creative power, it is your creative energy. So one way that Spirit told this to me, that is a reminder to me, I remind myself of it, and I remind my clients about it, I remind my students about it, and if you join Quantum Resonance Manifestation and Magic, I will remind you of it, and we will get attuned to it more and more, is it doesn't matter what you do. It matters who you are when you do anything. It matters who you are. And who you are is your true authentic self, summoning your creative power so that it can really be heard by the universe, so that it can really be answered by the earth. Now, Spirit once gave me this technique, and I use it a lot. And it is the sense of, and actually maybe if you're able to tap into this a little bit right now, again, of course, as always, don't let yourself be too altered. So if you are needing to do something that requires your sensory acuity, driving and whatnot, that you do not get too induced into a hypnotic state at any rate. This is the technique that Spirit gave me to help to tap into that true creative essence, that true creative being energy that leads us to the manifestation that is ready, that is waiting for you right now. And that is to, if you want to pick an intention, if you want to pick something that you are manifesting, and I said it that way on purpose. If you're like, well, what am I manifesting? Well, then maybe you need to ask, what do I want to manifest? What am I waiting for? Okay, just to get us back to the fact that we're going to call it as an in-process manifestation, what you are manifesting. And so I've picked mine, and I am finding the energy of that. Now, it's going to have words and conditions in order for us to even identify it. But what we need to do is feel more deeply into it. What does it feel like? What does it feel like? What does it feel like? What does it look like, taste like, sense like? To where, so much so that it is a frequency. Now, feeling and seeing, these are actually still the manifestations, if you will, of the underlying frequency, but that helps us to tune into the underlying frequency. So as you are just getting the sense of the state of frequency that lay beneath the thing that you are manifesting. And you may even, in a sort of way, forget what it is that you're manifesting. Maybe you forget the name of it or the conditions of it. Great. If you are still tapping into that frequency, because when you get to the base of that frequency, it is actually the underlying frequency of all frequencies that are true for you, because it is you. And as you're feeling that, sensing that, letting that charge up and amplify within you, here's the technique. That's just the setup, which everyone is probably familiar with if you've done any manifesting practices. Anyway, the technique is to imagine your body, but your whole being as kind of like a thermometer tube, You've seen those old tubes that had mercury in them that the silver line would rise as the temperature got warmer. All right, so that's you. You can picture yourself or you can just sense it, either way, whatever works for you. Now, the manifestation that you are creating, let yourself fill up with light. Now, this light is faith And faith is just the presence of the thing. And this faith is that it already is. Your manifestation already is. As you fill up with this faith, I tend to see it or sense it or welcome it as light, because that's awareness, right? So we're letting that fill up through your body, starting at the feet. Now, at the feet here, as you're filling up with light, knowing that this is the light of faith, awareness that it already is. Now, you might find some resistance in that, but I want you to be present with it and authentic with it. Don't just like go, I'm going to pretend like there's no resistance. If you do feel resistance, you know you're on track, and that's perfect. That's great. And what I'll leave it to you, because this is something you need to do on your own or maybe in a private session with me, is that you actually rise that up, being very, again, present with it, authentic to it, that anywhere there is some resistance to this faith, this light that it already is, be with it and let that light be the alchemical process to melt it away. Now, this is what Spirit told me. If you can, in that moment, as you're rising that faith meter, that light up through your body, just using your body like feet to head as the meter, being very present to it, being cool with the fact that there might be resistance. That's what your soul has given to you, so that you can find where it is authentically yours and not someone else's. It's not someone else's manifestation that you believe that you are supposed to manifest. Who's doing the supposing? I always like to ask when we say I'm supposed to. Welcome any resistance that shows up, because it is attuning that light to the potent frequency of faith that it already is. And if you can promise that you'll sit with it, and I mean promise the universe, promise your spirit guides, so however you want to see that, promise source energy, that you will stay with that frequency of rising it up in your being, that light of faith that it already is. If you can raise it up to 51%, if you can just promise that you will stay authentic with that to 51%, Spirit can meet the rest of the way. The universe can truly hear your call then. Now, here's the thing that Spirit told me, is that we actually usually get up to about 70%, maybe more, when we're in that process. And I think that's because there's almost like, if you find some resistance and you let that light alchemize it, then it kind of goes a little bit quicker. Now, does it have to be all in one setting? No, I want you to, one sitting. No, I want you to be as authentic with it as you can, as present with it as you can. So if you can do it for 10 minutes after we get off this session, or if you can do it for an hour and it didn't rise all the way up to 51% at that time, just make the promise that you'll come back to the practice as soon as you can. And let this be a devotional practice. This is a key component to how manifestation might be slowed down, is our presence, our awareness, our willingness to act on it now. The action is creating the state about it. So when you're able to do this, and if you just promise 51%, and so I'm imagining that 51% of that light quotient, it comes up around my midsection somewhere. And Spirit said, yeah, that it's usually about 70%, that even when we do this process, and sometimes you get more. Don't insist it'll be 100%. Why? That's not the point. Because we're human. And it actually makes it a little bit more fun, honestly. When you manifest something and there's still surprise in it, I'm a being of surprise. That's what makes it fun. So will you be 100% certain, or in faith that it is? Or even when it happens, you might be a little bit aghast. That's the fun of it. And that's the space where Spirit and life and love and the universe can step in. But if you can promise 51%, of your faith, of your state affirming that it is, that's how we tick over into powerful manifestation. That's how we unlock the flow of abundance, purpose, fulfillment, love, relationship, your manifestation power. That's one process that I'm describing, but at the base of it, it's how all of the processes occur. You are alchemizing, you're releasing limiting beliefs, and the limiting beliefs now become fuel to the fire of your manifestation. That's how magical you are. Precisely who you are is the magic. So if there is anything, just as a pro tip, if you recognize resistance in there, I don't have time. Guess what? When you think I don't have time, you have decided that time is your authority. in that moment, made ourselves a victim to time. I don't have enough support. Well, then we've made ourselves a victim to the places where we are refusing support. So now this is all very anecdotal, and it requires, again, our loving, deep presence. This isn't something to force. There's definitely, if we're ever in blame or shame, then we need to go a little deeper and find acceptance and love of ourselves, because that is how we find our true frequency. So all of it is a part of the process, though. And continuing to, when you come up against worry, we don't want to push it away. We say, that's okay, I'm human. And worrying is a part of my manifestation process, because I learn from it as I allow myself to be human. And I learn more about how my higher mind can step in. I learn more about how my soul is actually guiding this process. I learn more about how the plane of synchrony is where I actually dwell, that is a part of all of it. And worry is just teaching me about how to be more present. So please do worry, human self. That's okay. I'll let you worry. I trust you. I hope you trust me. We'll get through this. Just as if you were with a child and you were a little child and you wanted to guide the child across the street and the child got scared because a big truck was coming. You would say, yeah, that's all right, little one. Yeah, I see that. I understand why that big thing seems scary to you, but I got you. We're going to move forward anyway. Be that for yourself in your alchemical process of manifesting your desires, your purpose, love, what is actually here for you in this journey. I know we believe in reincarnation, but this moment, the eternal nature of this moment, and therefore in this life, it may as well, we should make it so precious, if I may should all over us, that we treat this life and this moment like it is the only one. Because when we do that, that's the only way we can actually be in eternal truth. All right. Hi. Now I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear who's here. And Sarah is here. Hi. Nice. She says, I'm finally catching live, and I am so glad to see you. Oh, Angela's here. 50. Oh, no, this is Kate. I'm clicking on Kate. Oh, I miss you, Kate. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. It's probably just been like 2 weeks, hasn't it? So we do have Astral Mastery this week. This is a little side note. I'm very excited for it. We have our quantum resonance manifestation and Magick that is a part of Astral Mastery, which we are soon to be opening up as Quantum Resonance Mastery, which is my total intuitive development program. And this is the first piece of it. So I'll see you there, Kate. I haven't put it up in our portal yet, but hopefully I will see you there. Angela, hi, nice to see you. Hi there, Yakim. Oh, so nice to see you. So I want to remind you guys who are here, whether in live or in the replay, that if you check in the description, I just put it here on the screen. It says StreamYard, blah, blah, blah. That's a registration link for the free masterclass that I have coming this week. And again, the replay would be available as well. And if you come live, there's going to be a free gift, and I'm excited about that. We're going to do a little teaching. We're also going to do a little technique. I mean, I didn't really do a technique in this one because, I gave you a technique, I think, but I didn't actually guide one. So we're going to actually be in a guided technique. Kim says, great to catch you live. My name is Kimberly, and I'm loving your content as always. Aw, my sister's name is Kim, although I pronounce it Kim because I'm from Texas, but I would say your name Kim. My Texas accent makes me say other things in a different vernacular. Kim. And your last name is Kerr, Kerr. That's actually like my last name. I think my last name, Carr, Carr, is actually derived from Kerr, as I understand it. That's the original name, the original Scottish name. So we're like sisters. Hi, Alex. So nice to see you too. Oh, so wonderful to see you. All right, so I just want to let you guys know again about quantum resonance manifestation and Magick that is coming up. It's going to be a live course. It's going to be so amazing, immersive, really incredible. So much magic we're going to do. And a few people who are here on this feed right now are in the program that, it's a part of Astral Mastery. they're a part of the community. It is an amazing community. And we really actually, a part of the resonance factor is that as we're in a class like this, we are creating our coherence, which is like your inner resonance, and then we're releasing it in our learning environment, in our magical environment, and it becomes like a consciousness project. What a consciousness project is when people get together all on the same intention, and the love, in a manner of speaking, the resonance between the individuals actually creates more than just the sum of the parts. It's like we will be amplifying and multiplying in our manifestation energy as we come together. So, and actually some people like to do it passively. So they actually sign up, even though it's a live course, they do it in replay. And that is just as effective and just as powerful. We just finished Akashic Record Readers, and that course is available for you it's available for streaming on demand. And it's amazing. And I just talked to a student this morning about it. She reached out to me and she's like, I'm still doing the course. We finished the live portion of it a couple of weeks ago, but she's like, I'm still doing it, and it's like connecting me so deeply, and I feel like I'm there because she's watching the live replay with the community there and everything. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure everyone knows about that because I'm so enthusiastic about it. I'm so excited about it, and I just can't not talk about it. So those are all the things that I have for you. No, there was one other thing. Was there another thing? Okay, thank you. I have a few minutes. I actually have to take care of a home project today, so I have to go home and wrap up this podcast, but I have about 10 minutes. So I wanted to see if anybody would like a reading here. And if you do, go ahead and just drop a little something as the input for the reading. And while I'm waiting to see if anybody would like a little reading, I'm going to cast some runes. I love runes so much. In case people are not familiar with runes, they are a divination tool. I have, I pulled Tiwaz, which is so amazing. Tiwaz, that's so cool. So Tiwaz is really relevant to this podcast. Tiwaz is relevant to me in a specific way too. So I'm first going to say why Tiwaz is relevant to this podcast episode. Because I started at the beginning of this talking about how the masculine energy, it calls forth the creation from the earth. And it's really interesting because I didn't plan to say that. That was just like, anytime I'm doing anything, teaching, or I'm always in semi-channel. I'm always like listening to spirit, or spirit is coming through. And that's just a part of the way that I work. So I didn't have any idea I was going to actually talk about that piece about the masculine energy calls it from the earth. And yet the rune that I pull out of the bag is Tiwaz. Tiwaz is the masculine energy. That's what this rune represents. Masculine energy, assertive energy. And that point of what this whole podcast was talking about is feeling that. So okay, so runes. I'm so excited that I forget to finish my thought. Runes are divination, a divination tool. It's a set of divinatory symbols that make basically an alphabet, not an alphabet that makes words. It is at least 1,000 years older than tarot, just to contextualize it for you. And it's, it's from my ancestry. And so that's one of the things that I love about it. And I'm going to go ahead and cast them. That's what that sound is. I'm going to pull one, and that'll be, we already have Tiwaz, and I'm going to pull another one, and that'll be the one that we actually have for all of us. And so let me see. I've got Sarah here. Sarah says she would love a reading on moving in the next 6 months. Okay. Sarah, since you asked and you put a time limit on it, I see that it's more of a plus it's more of a plus. And honestly, I'll just be honest. For some reason, when you said 6 months, I felt more like 7 months or 6.5 or something like that. So maybe that's actually good news for you because you're not, I dropped half the cards, so those are not for us. It was way too many. Maybe that's good news for you. And so what else am I sensing about that? Some guidance on it. All right, thank you. So I have a deck here of cards that give spirit animal guidance, And in a way, I actually see the sloth. I mean, not in the card deck that got your card there, but I do see a sloth as a spirit animal for this process. And the thing I see about the sloth is that it is slow and happy and very, again, present, and really and like kind of milking the nectar out of it. So making sure that you are sowing into this process, that kind of energy it'll just honestly make it all more pleasurable, and it'll help you to channel that, infuse that into the home. Because here's the thing that I see is that it's going to be happening. The journey is sort of, the energy is, and the momentum to that point of the move space. It's kind of like the momentum is so great that you're already going to be there. So then what do you want to do with the journey is the thing here. Be more like the sloth. The sloth is going to get to where the sloth is going to get. And he has a smile on his face, and he's able to find the thing that he wants to nibble on. And so the more that you enjoy and sow into the process of the walking toward it, enjoying it and not being, I don't know, worried or in resistance or stress or pressuring, that's probably the best thing to say, is to lift the pressure off of it. Then all of that, because, okay, thanks. So they're telling me that when we create pressure in ourselves, it's like a false manifestation energy. We're charging up energy, but it's like a head of steam kind of energy. And they're actually showing me that it's up here around the chest area, as opposed to like that true coherent energy. And it's like this, it's a steam kind of energy that then just gets, and all that is doing is depleting our vital life force energy. And it is not helping us to let that nectar just kind of drip out. So the more you do that in the journey, then it's going to be a positive infusion into the home when the time is for you to be in the home. And again, take it or leave it. What I saw was a little more than 6 months, somewhere around 7 months. Yeah, plus or minus 7 months. So maybe it's 6.5 months, maybe it's 7.5 months. That's what I have there. So it says guidance from the whale is your card. I am guided by my heart's desires. I sing my song with ease. Ooh, that's a good attunement for this process. Wonderful. I hope that helps. Now I'm going to get the cards that fall on the floor, so pardon me for a moment. I wonder what YouTube thinks about that, as they're like, oh, there's not even anyone on this video for a second. All right, let me see. I'm just going to see where I'm drawn. And, let's see. I guess, thank you. Someone gave me a tip. That's so nice. That's so sweet. I forget that that's even possible. So it's very sweet. Thank you so much. Sarah says, I'm wanting to move badly, but financially things have been very slow. Okay, you said slow. Maybe slow like the sloth. And finding the way to trust that, it is all unfolding in that divine timing. So I want to just say thank you so much. It's Aludiel or Ayuriel Maruk Christopher. I'll just say Christopher, thank you. That's so sweet of you to give me, what do they call that? Is it a donation or a tip or something like that? Oh, it's Imbolc. Thank you so much, Kate. Yes, thank you so much. Happy Imbolc, everyone. I love it. So let's see. Alex says, general message on spiritual journey or any from guides. Okay. All right. So Alex, you are being called forth. Let's say you are being given an invitation. It's so funny. They're actually showing me like you are cordially invited. And it's all written in calligraphy kind of script. And it has like a seal on it that is gold, a gold embossed seal. And it says you are cordially invited to work with ascended masters, female ascended masters. Ooh, like divine feminine ascended masters. Ooh, okay, thanks. Maybe doing some chanting, Lakshmi kind of energy, Kuan Yin kind of energy, and being able to clear out the throat chakra with some of that chanting. That also clears out the emotional energy, up levels, tunes up your emotional body. In that process that I gave earlier in the last segment, and we were talking about charging up your manifestation energy, that your emotional quotient is usually a part of that, the light quotient of your emotions. Those are the things that are the resistance. This is actually stored emotional material within our nervous system. That's what beliefs are kind of the limiting beliefs. It's stored emotions. So then as we process those stored emotions, then it clears up our frequency. So here's your card. Oop, I almost dropped the runes. And so that is the invitation there is from, again, what I'm seeing is female ascended masters, at least to start with, or goddesses, deities types, and to maybe be in some kind of especially toning or sounding throat chakra centered activations. Well, we will be doing that in quantum resonance manifestation of magic, by the way, just so you know, we'll be doing voice work. And that because by focusing on that goddess or ascended master feminine energy and just letting that be a pure focus and then inviting it in to clarify your throat chakra, that is the place. It's going to, again, just process emotions that you may not even be aware of because you're focusing in on those positive qualities. That is the invitation that you have right now. No way. Oh, I thought it was the same card that we got for Sarah. It says Guidance of the Seal. It has the same colors, and it's also another sea animal because it's the element of water. I find humor in the hardship. It is safe to explore my inner child's deepest needs. Ooh, I love that. So then add inner child work to it as well. Oh, you know what? I have an inner child journey, a free that I definitely offer it for free. So if you want to come back later, I will put it in the description here. And it's this really great guided audio. It's a hypnosis audio for doing inner child work. So I will pop that in here, not only for you, Alex, but for everyone. You can come back to it. Alex says, okay, I will work with that and try and join your group. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I have to get going to my house. Oh, no, I don't, because I have to do the collective rune first. We are getting a new stove installed in our house today, and so I have to go and take care of it. So we have now these, and I'm feeling into, that's what this rune is. Oop, turned it the wrong way. So it looks like kind of like a chicken foot for those of you who are listening. I get it turned around. Now these, it's funny. I think I just pulled this rune for myself yesterday. So that just goes to show you that that's how it works. That's how resonance works. If you're going to come hang out with someone, we're going to be working with one another, whatever it is that we're working on at the time. And it's great because we're holding space for one another for that, highest manifestation to unfold. And then we get to, it's like, this is what I call it. I call it spiritual osmosis. That when we come together in a space for the intention of healing and expanding and growing, that we actually have, excuse me, we have an even greater opportunity to, is it now These? No, it's Elhaz. Okay, sorry about that. We have a great opportunity because your growth then gets to become my growth gets to become your growth, and so we have this powerful osmosis thing happening. All right, so this is Elhaz, and it looks like kind of a chicken foot, and it's actually like an elk's plant. An elk's horn, or a plant that has the pokies on it, And so it's for protection, and it's also for opportunity. And so the protection aspect of it is, remember that we actually are safe, and that helps us to be fortified from within, so that then we're protected from negative energy because we are holding the light, and light casts out the negative energy. Our affirmations cast out our negations. That's how it works. It also is helping us to feel safe in our property and safe in our relationships. And it's also a great magical working for astral communication, which is, again, something that we do in, as it's called, astral mastery. All right, so that is something to contemplate. So if you want to, again, take this into the rest of your day or week, you could even just go online and look up Elhaz rune, it's spelled E-L-H-A-Z, and, find someone's blog post or someone else's compendium about the runes, because whatever you're attracted to might hold those specific keys that are just right for you. That's what I have for you in this episode. I hope to work with you in some way very soon. I am so grateful to you for shining your light on our beautiful world. And as always, I thank you for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.